Hi, Sean here. In this video, we're going to be going over how to build an outline for a simple 5-paragraph essay. The goal will be to provide you with the tools necessary to replicate this process and succeed in your own writing endeavors. It can sometimes be difficult to take a subject, maybe even one you know a lot about, and turn that into a quality paper. One of the most important aspects of your writing that your professors will be looking for is your ability to organize your thoughts in a clever and coherent way. An outline provides a strong foundation to help you accomplish this. Once I have chosen a subject, I like to do a little light research before I begin my outline. I'll find a few interesting articles or read an encyclopedia page or two. After this brief research, I take what information I currently know and I begin to write it all down. And that's where we begin here today, in writing it all down. So we open up our Word document, and the first thing we want to do is record our topic. And today we're going to write a little bit about the Boston Bruins. So there's our topic. I don't want that to be bold, but the other one can, so highlight that and Control B. Okay, and then we want to come down here and we're going to add a little bullet point here. And this is where you can insert your thesis or more small details about the topic. I am sorry about that. Ooh, there we go. Alright, and then we want to continue down. Okay, we don't need another bullet point there. Now we want to just backspace a couple of times. Let's hit enter again, and let's go ahead and put our first body paragraph. So Control B again, body 1. And here for the first body paragraph, I think what we'll do is we'll talk a little bit about the history of the team. So again, we can come down and history. So what do I know about the history of the team? Let's add a bullet point. Well, their original 6 team. So they date back to one of the first 6 franchise teams. Let's indent that. So that's one of the first 6 franchises in the NHL. Okay, and part of their history, I guess we can also say, is they have a lot of good rivalries. They've had a long-standing rivalry, being one of the first 6 franchises with, of course, those other 5 teams, one of which being perhaps the Montreal Canadiens. So go ahead and we can write a little bit more about the rivalry between the Bruins and Canadiens. Not Canadiens, there needs to be an A there. I apologize, fellow Canadians. Okay, and there we go. Now we have our body there. That's good for body 1. We can insert some more information between the two of those as we find out more details as you do more research. But let's go ahead and get ready to add body 2 now. So backspace, we're down here again, Control B, body 2. And for the second part of this essay, I think what I'll do is I'll choose to write a little bit about some of the famous players, past players and present players, and maybe delve into some of the stories between the two of them. So go ahead, famous players, and maybe what I should do is I should split that up between 2 different segments. So what I can do is I can go ahead and say current generations, and in here we might have a player like Patrice Bergeron, or maybe Zdeno Chara. Yep, that's how you spell that, I promise. Okay, and then let's back up again. I love our little clever way to back up whenever you have an indent like that and you want to go back to this one. So if you come up here to paragraph, you have this decrease indent button. Just give that a little click and we are back to where we want to be. So current generations and now previous generations. And previous generations might include players like Bobby Orr or maybe Ray Bork. Those would be a couple of popular names from my parents' generations, your parents' generations. Okay, so now we have body 1, body 2, and let's go ahead and take a look at body 3. All right, we have another thing here, just a couple of backspaces, backspace, and we are back to where we want. Control B, body 3. And for the third body, let's talk, obvious way to go. We talked about the history, some of the players, and now maybe we can talk about the current trends of the team. So let's say maybe current successes and failures. And well, maybe and future as well. But yeah, it's always nice to highlight on some failures as well. Yeah. Current successes and failures. So in 2011, I do know that they happened to win the Stanley Cup. 2011 Stanley Cup champions. And that's the big tournament for the National Hockey League for those who aren't hockey fans following along. Um, and then they actually made it back to the Cup again in 2014. Nope, I mean 2015. It was 2014 to 2015 season, and they were runner-ups. They made it there, but they didn't quite pull it off. They actually lost to the Chicago. Why are you bold? Chicago Blackhawks. Then 2011, it was, I believe, Vancouver. That lost. Okay, so as you see, it was easy. I was able to just kind of drop that in there. And we have a pretty good outline formed here. One of the nice things about making an outline like this is it'll be easy to insert any more players you want. So, okay, let's say Brad Marchand, or maybe any more information about the history that you want. Rivalry between the Canadiens, original 6 team. Maybe you want to say more about the original 6 teams, or maybe you want to say more about the rivalry between the Bruins and Canadiens. Let's go ahead and say the good fact about that is the head coach from the Bruins, former head coach, I should say, former Bruins head coach. That's not how you spell Bruins head coach. Is now the coach of the Canadiens. And that's pretty scandalous if you ask me. They just clever to add that information there. You see the benefits of building an outline like this. It's pretty clear, and now you can kind of organize it as you want. And then what I like to do is when it comes time to expand on your essay, you go ahead and start to form these into full sentences and complete thoughts. Go ahead and talk more about one of the players, or go ahead and develop your body paragraphs a little bit more. Maybe you want to develop your thesis up here. You want to start your introduction. You can go ahead and start your introduction. Maybe that helps you get kind of the process rolling. I find it's easy just to, whatever topic you find you're more interested about, write a little bit about that, and everything kind of develops around it. You'll find it a lot easier to develop your outline and finish your essay using this process. So I'd like to thank you for following along and listening. I hope it was a helpful process for everybody. I hope you were able to figure out how to take that blank Word document and turn it into an outline that'll give you the ability to finish those essays, those assignments you're giving, or maybe help you outline and plan for an exit exam that you have to take if you're in a certain English class at a university. So if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe at the bottom. Again, thanks for following along, and we look forward to more videos from us here at the Writing Place.